All right, good morning. It is 8:24 a.m. Central Time on March 2nd, and we had a little drop here in the early a.m. 7:30, we had a drop due to what was it, yeah, actually we didn't have that big of a drop. I don't know what I'm talking about. We had a drop overnight though, from that 39.65 level down 30 points, and to me this is starting to look like a bull div on the RSI. So I jumped in I actually jumped in at 39.31 and then accidentally fat fingered a second order at like 35 and got out of it at 35 for like a really small winner. So yeah, so well 34.50. So I'm in one at 39.34.50, and yeah, I would really like. I think I'm too early on shooting for a 9 EMA retest on the daily, but I am seeing bull divs on the hourly and on the 4 hour. The 4 hour one's really small, but the hourly one is decent. This one, it's actually kind of small too, so I'm almost ready for another dip down to like 38.85s. But yeah, starting to build a long for a little retest to the upside. Kind of prepared to hold this overnight if I need to, so we'll see. But no real reports coming out today other than what came out in the AM about an hour ago now. If we look at that real quick, that was, yeah, productivity numbers, unit labor costs. I think they're favorable I think the Fed's going to be happy with this. Unit labor cost is up, right? Which I think they want. Yeah. I don't know if this is updated or not, but pickup in productivity helped tame unit labor cost, which is something the Fed will be pleased to see. Unit labor cost is actually up. So I don't know how, maybe this is, it was bad. Productivity's down, right? So productivity's down, unit labor cost is up, so it's actually pretty bad, right? Yeah, last updated was, but we just had a report. We just had a, I wonder if this is like, I wonder if this is bad. Anyway, job claims or jobs numbers came out, unemployment numbers, and they were kind of good. I mean, not amazing, but kind of like in line with expectations, a little bit better than expectations. No other numbers set for the day except for the natural gas inventory at 10:30 Eastern, so in about an hour. Earnings, there's really nothing on the board today worth anything. There's some after hours that are kind of big. In the morning we have TD Bank, Anheuser-Busch, Canadian National Resources. I mean, they're not huge, and they're kind of big. And if we look at their, did they actually release yet? Best Buy, what? What? Are these like today's or yesterday's? Maybe these were today. I don't know why they're not showing up here. Oh, yes, they are showing up here. Okay. They're just not that big in market cap. So, real recap of yesterday. Had a pretty solid day. Ended up taking a few scalps. Left a few on the table. But overall, it was a good day. $300 day on Trader Grows. Well, 286, 303 gross, 286 net. I think it's because I mentioned this in the previous stream that Tradu. Oh, it's weird. I'm supposed to be able to. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, because it lumped in yesterday's or the day before's trade into today, whereas Trader Grow lumped it into the previous day. So yeah, we're on a decent little win streak and kind of setting up for a play to the upside, which is going to be tougher to do in a down market. But I think we are overextended and due for a bounce. So, I mean, I thought that at 65s, but I was prepared to add down here at 30s. And yesterday I actually had a really good play. That last play of the day actually turned out really nice. I was pretty patient with it. Let me just show you guys real quick. So yesterday, the last play of the day I made was actually pretty solid. See this green line? So I got in at 1 minute lows and then out at 62s. I think it only got up to 65s before dumping down to 30s. So I was actually contemplating holding higher, but it felt so weak. So yeah, I will focus today on trying to get this long to work. I was considering like holding both contracts, getting out of one at 55 and holding the other one for 85. So market just opened. Let's see what the NASDAQ looks like. NASDAQ's coming up. Cool. So it looks like maybe the first hour or two will get some push to the upside. Let's see. So first target for this would be 55. So just kind of like see how quickly and easily it comes up there. But I would really like to get out at 85s. And if we dip down to say 39 O's or 38.85s, I'll add. And anything like under 38.75, I'll probably stop out. And the reason I'm picking that level is because I can show you real quick. The reason I'm picking that level is because of the monthly. So on the monthly, if it'll load, there we go. On the monthly, this, what is this? This is a monthly, right? And it's got, yeah, so the October candle closed at 38.83 and it had a high of 39.25. So 39.25 is where I'm expecting it to bounce if it keeps going down. And so yeah, my hard stop is going to be just under the close, 38.83. We've had these prior candles that just kind of like wick down. It's possible that this month just craps through the whole range. So gotta play it safe. But yeah, playing for a little bit of a bounce today. Price action's been really kind of just really tame recently, which is kind of cool because it has pretty decent little scalp swings. And what I'm looking at is this bull div that's kind of forming on the hourly. Almost lower numbers here. I mean, this was barely a bull div. I mean, just barely. So it's not a super great bull div. If we get a lower price now, and the RSI doesn't, if the RSI stays like above 30, then that would be a pretty nice bull div. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna hold to at least 55s. So that is the play for today. So see, market opened, it's like really just kind of tame. Everything's been getting stuffed, right? Every little pump has been getting stuffed. So it's kind of tricky to long. And look at this. This also gave me some confidence is when it came down and touched off 39.25. I mean, that was like the one touch it had, and it hasn't touched it again since. So making me pretty bullish. Kind of got stuffed at 39.50. What is 39.50? Is that a level of some kind? I don't think so. Is it the low of this? Yeah, 39.43 was yesterday's low. So that might be why it came up there. So yeah, if I'm going to be stopping out at 38.75, I mean that's 70 points or something that I'm risking, which is like $300. Kind of a lot. That's why I'm setting my target kind of high. So like I'm at least going to make like 250 if it gets up to 39.85. The reason I picked 39.85 is because it's the daily 90 MA, and we haven't really, it's just below the 9 EMA on the daily. And we tend to kind of, come up and at least come close to touching it and then get rejected. And we've been kind of pushing on the bottom side of this range, this Bolly band range. So you can kind of draw a trend line right here, going along these tops, kind of exactly what the 9 EMA is. And yeah, I think we're due for at least a little touch similar to this, but hard to tell. Definitely hard to tell. I mean, the RSI on the 9, or on the daily, is super low. Could go lower. No divergence on it yet. Like here, we had really nice divergence on the dailies. This was like over the course of multiple days. So, like I said, still kind of anticipating a possible further drop. And so far, we are 5 minutes in. We just closed our first 5-minute bar of the day. And it looks like it's green. Yeah, solid green. Now we're getting an engulfing red. Seems a little early to engulf, though. Let's drill down to the ones, see how stuffed we're getting. Kind of, yeah, volume is dropping on this pump. Then it kind of picked up here, totally engulfed here. So, yeah, if we start getting down to 39.25, that would be, okay, so we got a high volume node here. So sometimes, yeah, it'll bounce off the bottom of the high volume node. Here it kind of didn't, it just got rejected at 39.40, which is again that previous day's low, 39.43-ish, right around here. So yeah, the play is still going to be at least 39.55s. I think bears are just exhausted. I need to look at like flows, like order flows of some kind. It looks like we'll post a green hourly. Too early to tell. Still another 23 minutes in the hour. But yeah, it's tough to tell if this was an RSI reset. I mean, I would consider this an RSI reset. So what we're really looking for is a new low with a higher RSI, which will take like probably a couple hours. Let's look at the 15. 15, no real bullish divergence. This was just kind of lower RSI, lower price, and then a bounce off the top of the RSI. So kind of just like an RSI reset. So yeah, kind of anticipating a dump, but I would expect it to be like the last one. So let's see. The last one before we turn to the upside. So I am kind of trying to catch a bottom here. Pretty boring price action though. Oh. So I'm keeping my stop nice and wide because I don't want to overtrade. When I keep my stop really wide, it really keeps me from overtrading. So it would have been nice to hold on to that accidental fat finger one until 40s and getting out there. That would have been close to $50, I guess. But I was just kind of like, I need to get out of this. I don't want to be risking so much. So yeah, it's coming down, but there's like no volume on the downward push here. It's engulfing with lower volume so far on the NASDAQ. You can see volumes kind of coming off, coming down, decreasing volume. So I mean, this signals that bears should be getting exhausted down here, so we're probably going to range, and because of the higher time frame over sell signals, I think it's a higher probability we get a push up than a push down. But overall massive trend is down still. It's just that it seems kind of extended on the daily. Also on the 4-hour. 4-hour definitely extended. It's been extended. I mean, we've gone quite a ways. If we look at the 4-hour, what I wanted to see was every day we kind of had this peak. Like this is the 12-hour bar, I think. The 9 to 12, right? 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, we always get the most because it's the open bar, right? So we're basically about to start painting that. We have our 5 a.m. bar, and then our 9 a.m. bar, which is the 10 a.m. bar for Eastern, is going to be what I'm going to look for having a nice pop. It seems to be the most volatile time. And yeah, I mean, a few days ago it was red. It's been kind of sideways and chop, mostly red in Feb, last week of Feb, and then late Feb starting to see more chop around it, starting to see a green bar there, but then kind of getting flush the next hour on lower volume. So here, that was yesterday. Yesterday we had just nothing really, bunch of dribble. But yeah, when I was playing around with the 39.65 long, I was expecting that we might drop here, so, or to this level. So like I said, I'm still pretty bullish for 4 hours to 8 hours. And let's see if the 30-minute. So 30-minute, no real bull div on the 30-minute either. It doesn't always have to have a bull div in order to turn. Obviously helps, but it doesn't always have to have it. It almost looks like we're setting one up on the daily. Like RSI is super low. So if we have a little day where we go back up, I mean, even if this day closes flat or just slightly up, we will have a bull div on the daily. Yeah, what I'm looking for is something similar to this. So you see it's like topped, and then we had this retest kind of well, the 200 MA, but also at the top of the Bolly bands. And that was 39.43 to 42. Whoa, that was kind of big. 42? Oh, it's multiple days. That's why. So from 39.5 to 42, about 200 points, right? Almost. Same here. We kind of topped out. And here it actually, this was a really big sell signal here because of this higher price, lower RSI, so it's big bear div. When that day closed, solid day to get in short. So here, yeah, I'm most likely early, just because there's no real bull div yet. Could just be a few days of chop. But these days of chop, I'm still expecting at least a touch of the 9 EMA on the daily. Pretty boring day otherwise. So it's probably going to be a chop day. Probably going to sit on my hands most of the day. Unless the next hourly bar is like full body green. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's see if there's any cool headlines. May see further downside in early trading. Stocks may see further downside. Yeah, so indexes are pointed to lower open. Euro in negative territory. Oh, this is bad. Wall Street might open mostly down. Biden admin offer 1.2 billion for distress shut nuclear plants. Aluminum open interest volume on CME hit record high. 10-4 treasury yields soar. People are flocking to safety. Nifty fall again on U.S. rate worries. New Zealand dollar weakens. Asian shares mixed. A lot of bearish headlines. So kind of an uphill battle here. Also a lot of chop though. Putting in we just had a 15-minute close. And I bet it's like a doji, because it looks like we went up, came down, had a little doji on the 5, so the 15 is probably a doji. Yep, pretty much a doji. Pump it. As far as targets go, yeah, I mean, 65, 85. 85 is ideal. And it might be too ambitious. Ugh. Oh, man. Probably going to cut the stream at 9, so in 15 minutes. And in the meantime, I guess I could see about... I should probably do it off screen or off stream, but I wanted to see if I could crop in the clock somehow. I don't even remember where I went to do the crop. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to look it up on my other screen. Let's see. OBS partial crop. How to crop Windows and OBS. Okay, so let's see. I should be able to crop it. Okay, so there is some crop that I'm doing on the top. I don't think I can uncrop just one part of it. Yeah. If I start cropping the right, what's it actually cropping? Okay, that's just taking away from the right. Okay, dang. Man, getting the clock on the stream is kind of tough. But it's super important. Still kind of dancing around here. So once we get to 39.55, let's see how we look. I mean, the next hour is going to be the one that's the strongest. I didn't do any yoga this morning. Didn't have breakfast. I'm trying to do a little no breakfast, no lunch schedule. Excuse me. Back up to the top. So this 3940 level needs to be conquered. Yesterday's close, basically. So far, so good. A lot of big buys stepping in. So slow, so slow. I think while we wait, I can review yesterday a little bit more. It was a good day, but I did have some things that. So, oh yeah, this hidden bear. This is the one. I didn't get the screenshot of the 5. Oh, it was on the hourly. Okay. So we might be able to actually see that on the chart. So if you want to see what a hidden bear looks like, hidden bear looks like this. Yesterday, we were here. So imagine you're here. Price did not go lower, but RSI did. So that is a hidden bear. I didn't go short because I was starting to think like maybe the hidden bear is not that strong, but it played out and we got down to 25s. So yeah, lower RSI than previous low, but no lower price. That is a hidden bear. Okay, we're breaking up through the yesterday's close area. This is good. We're going into the power hour. Like we're gonna go into this high volume hour or high volume 4 hour window. Kind of at the top of the range, which is cool. At this point, I mean, almost 50 in the money. Almost want to like not let it go against me now, like not let this green trade go red, but it's still pretty close. I wish I could show the column for, can I select the column for points? Oh, I think I looked before. There's no column for points. Would be nice. Previous position, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Back up to 43s. NASDAQ looking strong. What's the, I didn't even look at the NASDAQ. So, okay, NASDAQ is showing kind of a better bull div here. Really nice bull div here, actually. 7 a.m. I mean, not really nice, but decent. So I could have definitely gotten some NASDAQ. That would have been helpful. It's coming up pretty quick. I'm not sure if this is the best, but it could just be signaling direction here. So yeah, where did I get in? I got in at here. So NASDAQ actually made, after I got in on this, got up to the screens, NASDAQ made a new low. Is that right? I got in, hold on. Hold up. I got in where? At 810. Okay. Okay, 810 was here. Around a chop area. So 845 to 9. I think that's, what is that again? 10 points is $100 on the NASDAQ, I think. I can't remember. Jeez. on the micro NASDAQ. Ooh. Okay, looks like we're going to have a green hourly. Let's see how full-bodied it is. Ooh, it's going to be engulfing. If we close up here, it'll be engulfing. That'll be nice. That'll set us up for a good 4 hour. So yeah, 55 is right at the 4 hour 9 EMA. We're being pretty ambitious by shooting for the daily 9 EMA. But yeah, totally possible. Man, this is today. Yeah, so I already put in so much of a body to the downside here. I think it's less likely that we're going to come all the way up there. I think I should have the target at like 55. And then just get out there. I understand that the daily is oversold. There's no bull div yet, like there was here. So we're likely going to make lower lows, you know, on the daily. Another 4 minutes left in this hour. Let's see if we can close it engulfing. Where's the top of this candle? The top is at 45. Yeah, if we can get over 45, that'd be awesome. There's the top of yesterday's daily. Top of yesterday's daily, 91. Close, well, the top of the body of it is at 39.69. So far this hourly looks like it's going to be an inside bar. But if we close it at the top of the previous hourly bar's range, I mean, that's still a good sign, not as strong. Looks like it came up to the top of that high volume node and got rejected right at that 43 level again, so we're still having trouble getting over yesterday's close. Just does not want to do it. Engulfing on the 5? No, so far it's inside. 2 minutes 30 seconds left in this hour. Let me cancel this notification. Engulfing 5 to the downside. Lame. Alright, 2 minutes left. Come on. Showtime. What you got for me? Engulfing 5 on the E-mini. Oh, come on. Maybe it's a reset. Yeah, it came up too fast there. Let's see if it was a stop hunt. This would be the place to add, you know. But given that today might be I mean, it's going to be a choppy day. I'm just not terribly convinced. Not so convinced that I want to put 2 contracts on, so I'll just leave it at 1. I have a target of at least 39.55 or 30, yeah, 39.55. Okay, we got about a minute left. Only one of these bars left. This is the last bar of the hour. Let's see what it does. If it closes over 42 or 43, that is pretty nice. Right? I mean, this was, yeah, 39.43. So let's see where it closes. It's going to try again. Completely retrace that 5 minute on the NASDAQ. Off of the 9 EMA. 9 EMA is support now. I mean, it has been, but it super is now. From 80, so that's 20 points. Man, how do I not remember what the point value is for NASDAQ? 4 seconds. Okay, so we closed the hourly basically right at that close from yesterday. And now starts the hour or the 4 hour period that's going to see the most volatility for the day. So well, let's see if we count from this high 40.25 to 39.25, that's exactly 100 points, or really close to. So 50 points off of this would be 39.75. So I think 75 is a good spot because it'll be a 50% retrace from there. Is that, I mean, that's going back just a wee bit. If we go from here, which is 402 to 39.20, let's just say 39.22 to make it easy. So from 39, isn't there like a, I think there's an indicator I can use. Let's see. Data box, crosshair, nope. Drawing tools, fib retracement, here we go. Okay, and let's draw it like this. All right, so 50% is at 39.55, which is my first target. If we set the oh, come on, let me adjust the little sides. It's so small. There we go. 65. Yeah, so I want to target 65, 75 area. Why did I think 75? Oh, yeah, off of this, it's 75. Right. And I'm actually drawing this backwards, I think. I think I'm drawing this backwards. If I'm going to go off any other levels. Like, what I mean is, oh my god, this thing is so tiny. How am I going to, how do I delete this? Get this thing out of here. There we go. So far, looking good. Man, getting a NASDAQ down here would have been a pretty fly. 60 in the money. So we're still at the beginning of the hour. I'm gonna wait until the end of this hour. I think this hour is gonna be green. And I think it's gonna push up because we're over the yesterday's close. So now I think we're going to come up to at least yesterday's open, which was 69. So maybe I'll put my stop at like 60 or like 59s. Yeah, and that would be within today's range too. 59 would put me at, I guess, not even 30 points. Still be a solid trade though. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. Super overblown, obviously. And we're looking for a pullback to 40-43 area. I mean, maybe I'll add. Not quite sure yet. One minute is pretty overbought. I need a reset on it. 5 minute on the NASDAQ's overbought. Crazy overbought. There we go. Little reset on the NASDAQ back here. and then a push up to new highs. Could hedge here. I could hedge. We are at the top of the hourly Bolly bands. Let's see. I'm gonna wait until we get to my target of 55s, and then I'll put a short in on the NASDAQ. I mean, the NASDAQ is just got way more swinginess to it though. So it's cooling off, but it's dripping up. Where is it at? It's at 920. It touched 930s. 31. Currently at 18s. It likes to bounce off 15s. Yeah, it's sitting right at 15s. Getting a little petered out here. I guess just pausing, taking a breath. Still looks pretty healthy to me. We're going for at least $100 here. Another 10 points is what we need to clear 100. I mean, we've conquered yesterday's close, so that's a good sign. If we get up to 50s, it would be equivalent to probably 50 area on the 950 area on the NASDAQ. I'm guessing, maybe higher. Let's see. So NASDAQ was much more dramatic. 12.2 down to 11.8. So that means the 50% is somewhere around 12. Okay, so we'll look to hedge around 11.99. Basically at today's highs is where I will look to short. If we take it from 12.13 or 12.15 here to 11.85, that's 300. So 150 off the low would put us at still right at 12, right? 9. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do. I'm going to be looking to hedge close to the high of the day on the NASDAQ here. And then at that point I'll put a trailing stop on the winner on the E-minis. The 9 EMA on the daily is up at 12.1. It's a dicey area to be getting short. So let's see, we are at the close, yesterday's close right now. It's retesting this close. Should become support now. So this should be a low on the 1 minute. It's not a low, but it's not a low on the Bolly bands, but it is a low kind of, it's a reset of the RSI. So that's good. Might get a little dip of the RSI. But that 43 level was yesterday's close, and we're now above it. So yeah, push, breakthrough, retest, and now we should see continuation to the upside. So that's what we're looking for. So far, it looks good. And yeah, we're looking for at least 39.55s. 65s is much higher, but I said 50% retrace is closer to 50% is closer to, what was it? So we got basically 4K. Let's just call it 4K down to 392. Yeah, so yeah, 55. 55 is probably a decent level. It's going to be right at the Bali highs on the 1 hour. Let's see how this hour goes, but it should be treating this 43 level as support now, which it looks like it is. Should expect new highs here. Almost looks like it's setting up a little bear div on the 1 minute. So maybe it needs to retest 43s again. Oh my gosh. Okay, we are continuing up. Got our little bounce of 43s now being support. And the top of yesterday's daily was 69, right, of the body. That wasn't the high of yesterday's, but that was the high, or that was the open of yesterday, 39.69. So yeah, we want to have our take profit close to it, and it looks like it's been just dancing around the 200 MA, which is up at 78. I'm not sure if the day is going to flip green. $39.60 is where the top of the, if we get up there, then the day is going to be flat. Interesting. That would be a hell of an extension. 39.59.60 to, it's about 40 points down. We've already retraced more than half of it, I think. So still bullish. It's showing support at the 43 level. Man, it sure is retesting it quite a bit. Probably just waiting for indicators to catch up here and giving itself a healthy reset. No bear div yet on the 1 minute, so still trending up. Uh, 39.38.38 fib retrace from 34.99. Yeah. Yeah, we need to see an hourly close. This hour needs to be full bodied. I mean, that's what we're looking for, really. It's, so far it's kind of a bullish belt loop. So, kind of a weird candle so far. A bullish belt loop, but it's not the bottom candle. So we might see something to the top of the wick in the next hour and maybe a little higher. So yeah, I'm thinking having the take profit at 55s is probably what I'm gonna do. It's just super timid today. It might just grind up all day. We'll see. We had the Bali bounce on the NASDAQ, which is not so great. But with any luck, we will grind into it again. Still kind of painting a bull flag here. Hasn't gone down under that yesterday close. So good signs so far. We are almost 15 minutes into this new hour, this 10 a.m. Eastern hour, 9 a.m. Central. So we'll look for the 15 minute to close next. It actually looks pretty solid. Pretty solid 15 minute bar. Let's see where it closes. We got a minute left in this 15 minute bar with a high of 39.50. RSI is peaking. Price is going to be higher with a higher RSI, it looks like. Let's see. I mean, price already went higher, so it kind of doesn't matter where it closes as long as the RSI is higher. And it looks like, man, I wish I could hover over my RSI properly. Looks like it's about 70. I mean, that line's at 70, so let's just call them both at 71. So RSI just needs to be over 71 or so. So we need to get a little push here in these last 10 seconds. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. There's the 15-minute bar. I mean, it is pretty green. It's a bullish belt loop. We're closing more candles above that 43 level. So still bullish, kind of timid bulls. Next up, we'll look for the hourly to close. Or not the hourly, we got 45 minutes for the hour. Still looks like a nice little staircase we're building here. So we had our touch of the broke through the previous day's close, retested it from the upside, saw it as support, and now we're still kind of dancing around this 45 level. Need to close an hourly above 45s. $45 is kind of almost the, I mean, it's definitely a 50% on some of these smaller ranges. On the larger range, we're looking to get 65s. Looks like we're getting a little push here. A little bit, a little tiny push. Almost looks like it needs another breath, you know? So it's going to try to make new highs and then probably take a breath. We did make new highs. RSI did not go higher, but this is not considered a bear div. Might see more chop, but 43s are supposed to hold. So we might see a reset of RSI as we chop around this 45 to 43 area. So we're going to look for an RSI reset as the price takes a breath up here at the top of the hourly range, and then get another leg up to 59 area would be great. The Nasdaq's already at the top of its volley on the 1 hour, so unfortunately getting a little bit of suppression action here. Back down to 43s. Man, it is really relying on the support. This is not looking that great. We might see a dip under 43. It looks like volume was picking up to the upside, and then now volume is declining as we're coming down. So that is a good sign. It means these dips are fake, or most likely fake. So it'll probably wait until the lower volley band catches up to 43, and then it'll have a good reason to pump. And that gives time for the Nasdaq to reset too. The hourly Nasdaq though is just, I can't believe the top of the volley band has already been hit. So this hourly on the Nasdaq is, I mean, we want this Nasdaq hourly to be green, obviously. So let's see. Probably, yeah, I mean, it's been respecting the top volley band pretty well. We are at the bottom of this big drop though. So it makes me think that higher time frame stuff should be more powerful. Oh man, testing 43 again. On declining volume though. So let's see. Let's see if the volume picks up. If the volume picks up, then that's a bad sign. So far, volume is still declining. Might even add here, honestly. Then we'd have an average of about 37 or so. Volume is still, I mean, it's pretty high, but it is declining slightly. Let's see what this next minute has in store for us. Yeah, so still declining volume on the 1 minute, price is coming down. I think this is giving the Nasdaq a chance to reset, which it will probably do. Yeah, it was really overbought, giving the NASDAQ time to reset, coming to the bottom of this high volume node on the 5-minute, also the 9 EMA, back at 43s. We still got plenty of time in this hour. We got 40 minutes left in this hour. I don't know if we want to add just yet. I guess the 1-minute Bolly band has caught up. So this is actually a decent place to add. Let's see. Actually, volume picked up in that last minute, but it was a green candle. It was just kind of stuffed. So let's see if we get more declining volume as we come down and kind of bounce maybe a little deeper off of this area here. Going deep in the Bolly bands, turning over on the NASDAQ too. So it's just kind of ranging. It's going through the high volume node. So it might even shoot down here, which would suck. The E-minis, I mean, I guess we can hedge here, but this is kind of a crap entry for a hedge. The good entries for a hedge were up here. And yeah, I just wasn't looking to get in one, but I probably should have considered it. Oh man, it's starting to look like it's going to come all the way back. So we just closed a 5 a minute ago. Oof, yeah. Coming all the way back. High volume node at 35. Oh my goodness. So the 5-minute Bolly band is down at 30. Ooh. Complete turnover. Really don't know if I want to let this go against me. I mean, it's fine. I can do a higher time frame play anyway. So we kind of got a reset on the hourly NASDAQ. Yeah, I guess this NASDAQ upper Bolly band is just pretty strong when it comes to these levels. We got almost to a 50% retracement. I mean, I thought 60s would be the 50%. Still got time. Let's see what the 30-minute looks like. Red 30, big wick to the upside. Big wick to the upside. Off the upper Bolly band. So could see a wick to the downside too. And if it does, we'll be looking for a bull div. So we'll see. So far, I think this is still fine. I'm not going to close this for like 50 bucks or 60 bucks. This is supposed to be a bigger play, more for at least 150, which is going to take it coming up to at least 55. Or I think 55 is going to be, yeah, basically 100 bucks. So we really want at least 60, which would be a 50% retrace in a lot of ways. Down to 35s, man, and it wicked down there. That was an RSI reset. And let's see, that's on the 5. On the 1, that was deep on the 1. That was really deep. Deep on the 1 to that lower high volume node, back to where there was a bunch of price action. But it blasted through that close, which was prior support. So it just like came up, got rejected at 39.50, and broke through that support it made, and now it's having it be resistance again. So if it comes back through it, great, but looking kind of bearish here, honestly. I might take a NASDAQ short here just to hedge a little bit. This dip was on high volume too. So let's see. We're up at O's for NASDAQ. Let's see if we can take a little hedge here. A little hedge on the NASDAQ. And we will get out of our NASDAQ hedge if price gets up over 43 on the E-minis. It's just kind of worrying because of how this 1 minute's behaving here. Okay, it's off the bottom of that Bolly band, so that's nice. Or not Bolly band, it's bottom of that high volume node. So almost looks like we're going to keep coming up now. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just going to close it for a small little scalp. Tiny scalp there. Maybe I was too early. Maybe I was too early. Definitely harder to hold NASDAQ scalps. Like, see, if I would have held it, it would have been a great hedge. But I didn't hold it. 85 bounces are great on the NASDAQ. So let's see how it behaves at 85. I mean, looks like it respected it, honestly. That looks like a respective 85s to me. And that's a good spot for it because it's come off of that hourly high, that hourly Bolly band touch. Let's see how it treats these 85s. So far it's been respecting it, but it has touched it twice. So far, oh, it's gonna touch it a third time? Yikes. Kind of want to just get short on this as a hedge. Coming up a little on the NASDAQ. We're at the center of the high volume node on the E-mini. Oh, it's a bad spot for a short. $85s are being respected. I need to play that, you know, instead of trying to anticipate it so much. Yeah, that was a bad entry. Ooh, bad entry on NASDAQ hedge. Oh, really bad entry on that. This would be the entry. I'm gonna have a stop here. Yeah, that sucked. But we got what we want on the initial position. That was a $25 loss. Oh my god. 85s were being respected, and I should have just went with the respect instead of trying to anticipate that it wasn't going to be respected. We didn't even really touch 85s, but it bounced right off of it like I said it would, and I just didn't believe in myself. 84.25 is as low as we came. That's pretty solid. Okay, so we're getting our push. This is pretty nice so far. We're gonna look for the 60 level on the E-mini. So we're gonna get out at like 58s. I guess we can bring it up a little bit. Let's bring it up to like 62. Pretty strong 1 minute there. Did we close anything there? No. No, we didn't. Man, that was a deep pullback. Really deep. And great pullback on the NASDAQ too, and right to 85s. I knew I should have taken that long. It's just because I was already long E-minis. I didn't want to get long in both things. I wanted to use the NASDAQ as a hedge. NASDAQ continuing to push. I think there's a report coming out. Oh, it already came out. Look at that, right off of 85s. Oh, beautiful, beautiful spot to get long there. That would have been the way to go. That would have been, I don't know, 50 bucks. So that was, let's see, a little over 10 points. So yeah, 10 points is $20 on the NASDAQ. Micro NASDAQ. So what do we got? What do we got? It's coming back up to highs. It popped back over that close number on, well, no higher volume. I think it's a chop day, honestly. Super chop. Let's just get this one trade in. If we can get this one trade in to close at 61, we'll be good. The micro NASDAQ came up to 21s. Man, it loves doing 85s to 25s. It loves doing that shit. And if it comes up over 25s and stays over it, that is great. We're up over 43. NASDAQ not showing. Let me just look for any divs here. No divs, just chop. Some chop. Chop, chop, chop. 5 minutes still resetting. Man, that was a perfect 85 touch. Oh, I can't believe I tried to short into that. That was so solid. Just the way it was touching on it and just glancing off of it. I think because it touched twice, I was just a little bit more on the bear side. Man, this Bolly band though, we're right at it. We're right at it. It's up at 25s, 30s. So this is going to take a while, man. I don't know. I think I can try scalping on the short side for NASDAQ. I think that's something I can do to like kill some time. What was that, 15? No, we got up to almost 25s. So we went 85s, 25s. It loves doing that. And then it could come all the way back down to 85s. Do we want to try for anything above 85s? O's would be something to try. O's, and then have the stop under 85s. Would that be, I mean, that would be, yeah, that would be decent. I mean, that would be a 5-minute 9 EMA respect, which is what it's been doing, except for those last 10 minutes. Okay, so if we get sub 5s, I'll pick some up. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't be getting long both. I should be getting short on the NASDAQ, if anything, as a hedge. So when I feel there's an overextension in the NASDAQ, that's when I should be getting short. So far, I would not call this overextension. It was overextended at 25s. I mean, hindsight is 20/20. So we just closed a 30-minute. What does that look like? Solid. Ooh, kind of a belt loop. Bearish belt loop. So, yeah, we'll be lucky to get 55s, I think. Came down to O's, and now we're popping off O's. Back up to the 15 level, retesting it from the underside. 15s should be solid. They should hold, or I mean, yeah, we should break through is what I meant. Because these 85s, man, they are strong. They are strong, strong bounce numbers. I love buying 85s. I don't know why I shorted here. I should have been quick to flip. Okay, we got 30 minutes left in this hour. This hour looks great so far on the E-minis. We're probably going to get up to at least 50. Great, great extension so far here. 1 minute's up at 25. I think it's going to go through. We could try to scalp. There we go. There's our little push through. Could try to hedge here. We really kind of don't want to mess with it. 30s can be a nice spot to short, honestly. It is the top of the range bar. Top of the 1 minute. Kind of a top on the 5. Ooh, kind of a bear div on the 5. Do I want to try that? I gotta think fast here. A 10-point stop. Let's see. This is my hedge, right? So let's see. We're gonna go to at least 15s. Let's see. Get me down to 15s, yeah? think I was too slow on this. Well, it's just got a 17s. Just got out there. Got out at 18s for a quick little scalpy scalp. Ah, I should have waited. Down to 15s, which is a decent bounce point typically. Where did I get out? I got out for 750. Oh my god. NASDAQ is always trickier, man. Always trickier. Okay, we'll probably kill the stream at 10 because we want to see how this hourly closes. We want at least 55s. Next spot to bounce down from on the NASDAQ. I mean, 30s are a solid spot to bounce down from. 23.50, down to 15s. Such a chop day. 85s to 50s. I mean, they usually go 85 to 25. So, seeing this bear div on the 5 makes me kind of bearish. Should be putting on the hedge, you know, and leaving it on. It's just that this price action is so flashy. It's tough, man. Tough to stay short. Okay, here we go. Here's a 25 touch. Let's see what it does here. There's a 25 touch. Is it going to push through 25s? Looks like it wants to. It's kind of respecting it right now. I'm going to get short. See if we can hold for at least 15s. Twelves ideally. I don't like how it's behaving. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. Man, NASDAQs are tough. NASDAQs are tough. And now it looks like it's going to drop, right? And then as soon as I get short, it doesn't feel like it anymore. Man, I had a great entry. 22.75, and I got out like a little piñata. Whatever that is. Back up to 25s. In at 21's short. I'm going to have a solid stop at 26. This is super tight on the NASDAQ. Really, really tight. Playing for like 10s or 12s. So let's let this resolve. I'm going to put this down here. It likes bouncing off 15s though. Really kind of playing this 5 minute. There we go. Cool. Small scalp there, a little bit better. 20 bucks almost. Yeah, I should have held it, but it's whatever. Hard to hold NASDAQs. Really hard to hold NASDAQs. Yeah, 25 bounce down like that. All the way down to O's. Ah, man, this 5 minute is probably going to play out. This bear div. Yep, probably going to play out. Left a little bit on the table. If it comes back down to 85s, that's no good. Anything above 85s, great. Bottom of the range bar, Bali bands. 22 minutes left in this hour. 21 minutes and 10 seconds, to be exact. Really looking for a solid hourly. Man, what if we just put in the high of the man, we got up to 51s. That's pretty much a 50% retrace. Down to zeros. Man, left 15 points on the table there. Barely got 10 points. Well, actually, no, we didn't even get 10 points because 10 points would be 20 bucks. Back to zeros on the NASDAQ. Yeah, I mean, we got this 5 minute bear div that we should have held for. Why did I get out so quick? Man, NASDAQ is so much harder for me to trade. kind of don't want to let this go under 50 in the money. So, trailing stop where? Trailing stop where? 1 minute lower Bolly band is really far. Might just cut it here, honestly. I'm sure it'll go up, you know, eventually. And we did want to hold out the hour, but this is such a chop day. It sucks. It was a tough day to play. Back at the close, yesterday's close. Look at this. Back at yesterday's close again. Probably going to be a low here. I mean, RSI is dropping here. This is a low. We should be getting out on high RSIs, not low ones. So we could give this more time and more space. Don't know if I want to do that though. I can always get back in. Man, NASDAQ. Oh, left a good amount on the table there. So got in at 21s. Could have taken it down to zeros for 40 bucks. Just didn't do it. So anxious when I trade NASDAQ. But that 5-minute bear div is pretty solid, you know. It doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty decent. I'm gonna get a stop in here at like 43s or something. Where did we go? We went to, where did we go? We went right to 44s. I mean, 53s in the money. Bouncing off on the NASDAQ. The hourly NASDAQ, we're still at the top of this Bolly band. Why do I have a, is that a stop? That's a stop. Oh, I hate getting out at the low RSI points like this. So dumb. So dumb. What are we at? We're probably negative. We're barely up on the day. I kind of want to just lock this in. I think I'm just going to lock this in, honestly. I know it's like the bottom of the RSI and everything, but 45, not even 50 bucks. Man, and it was up at 80 in the money. And this is like such a good spot for it to bounce too. Right off of this close. What's this 15-minute gonna look like? Oh, we're at the top of the Bollies on the 15. Yeah. Right at this close though. Using it as support one more time. God, I got out at the low on the 1 minute like a chomp. Okay, this is what I'll do. If we get to 46, I will get long. So yeah, a little chopped up. I mean, man, I kind of want to wait for this bear div to play out on the NASDAQ though. Alright, we got back in long at 46s on the E-mini. Got out at like what might be the absolute freaking lows. On the NASDAQ, I still want this to play out, but 85s are a strong level. 85s. We had a slight uptick on the NASDAQ. Made a decent bear div here. So, kind of want to enter a short on the NASDAQ as a hedge. I'm going to go ahead and enter short here on the NASDAQ. So this is my hedge because of this bear div. Okay, I've been over trading, so I'm going to hold these for a little bit. See if one of these can pay out better than the other. Where did the NASDAQ drop to? The bottom of the high volume node. And I shorted basically at the top of the high volume node. I want this bear div to play out, and it would probably take us through 85s. I think this is a solid rejection under 40s, and I think it should take us under 85s. So that's what I'm going to play for. I'm going to play for under 85s. I'm actually just going to cut it probably at 86s. It's at the top of the high volume node here. E-mini still looks like it's setting up support to go higher. It's over that close, which is giving me some confidence. Let's see, we just closed a 15-minute bar. It was red, but it was kind of double-sided. Double-sided, but it was red. And no divergence there. So I think if we stay over, it's a tough call. Tough call. Let's see if we get a dip to the bottom of the high volume node again, down here to 96s on the NASDAQ. I don't know why my prints aren't showing. Oh, they probably are, and there's just no volume over 20. Yeah, it's showing, it's changing. So for the NASDAQ, we want this bear div to play out. And that's going to play out to 86s is what we want. It's down at this EMA on the Bolly bands, which it's been respecting. Yeah, I kind of want to see it kind of fill in this lower Bolly band area before we take another step up. But the E-minis are right at this close from yesterday's daily. Where was yesterday's daily close? Oh, it was like way higher on the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're going to play for this 5 minutes to continue, at least to reset, which is where it's at now. E-mini showing, I mean, it's not going below that close. It's wicking down to it, but it's staying above it. It makes me want to add to the E-mini long. It really does. Yeah, over 10s on the NASDAQ trade. So are we getting invalidated for this bear div? This bear div was on lower volume, and we see declining volume as it was coming down. We're also getting to the point where this hour is almost up. We got another 12 minutes in the hour. So, yeah, it's tricky. That looked like fakeness. That was a higher price on lower volume. So more stuff is leaving the books, getting pulled from the books. Books are getting thinner. Thinner books. Thinner books with a push to the upside. Still looking for a dump here on the NASDAQ. Probably won't get it now. Just got to be patient, it looks like. The 15 wants to come down through the 9 EMA, it looks like. Really just got to give it time. 46 long. Yeah, we can hold this long down to 25s. Not a big deal. This NASDAQ short, we want to see, I mean, VWAP would be cool. That's 89s. But breaking through 85s would be even cooler. And that's 20 points roughly, so that's $40. but this is a scalp, right? So let's see what we get. We want the 5-minute bear div to play out. So we want a push to the downside. We want the RSI to come down to 30. That's where we'll get out, is when we see an RSI dip to 30. Ooh, looks like 15s might do a bear div as well. 30s aren't even at, nowhere close to making a bear div. Any bear divs on the minute? The little one, not really. No bear divs on the minute. I mean, I guess here to here, if you want to call that a bear div, that's more of a 5-minute bear div. So far, yeah, I don't know. So far it looks like we're just going to continue grinding up. 10 minutes left in this hour. We just closed a 10-minute bar. The 10-minute bar we closed was red, but just barely. We're already engulfing it. And it was down to like these 9 EMAs and all kinds of stuff. I can't believe I got out at that freaking low. Oh, I knew that was like the worst place to get out, and I still did it. God, bottom ticked it. Bottom ticked it, man. And then 3 points later, I got in again, so $15, and then I got back in. Still think NASDAQ. I mean, this bear div might get invalidated. I don't know. Still looking for a little bit of a healthy pullback on the NASDAQ. But because of the E-mini close level of 43 is being, it's being treated as support. We got over it, back under it, back over it with gusto. And now it's being treated as pretty solid support. Although volume's dying. So 8 minutes left until this hourly closes. Let's see what it looks like. It's not very impressive so far. Not a very impressive hourly so far. So, yeah, I mean, where would we take this guy? So much for this, well, I guess I could still play out. 5-minute bear div. What a choppy day. I think I'm barely up like $50 or something. Yeah. $50 day. So far, pretty crap. Oh, I'm just looking at my phone. Okay, so what are we looking at? 5-minute bear div is being invalidated. Ooh. Are we setting up for a 15-minute bear div? Nope. We are just pushing up. So, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna play this? How are we gonna play this? Should have never touched this NASDAQ. It's poison. Yeah. 91s was the open. Damn. Alright, well, we'll hold the NASDAQ up to 91s, which is the equivalent of, well, wherever NASDAQ gets up to 91, that's where we'll get out of the E-mini, which is kind of hard to put in for automation. But anyway, we have the hourly close coming up. Looks like it's going to be solid. Ooh, look at this bar. Big solid boy. Solid bar boy. Boy, 4 minutes left. That was a solid minute we just put in. Ooh, topping out again. La 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 la. Another couple minutes. Oh, let's see. Does strapping debt to an asset benefit or hurt you in a declining market? Should you, I think the interest rates are going to be higher. Should you take on debt in a recession? I mean, we're not in a recession yet, but if you're financially secure and have emergency savings, you should prioritize paying down high interest debt. Well, I'm talking about a business, not personal debts. What? Ugh, God, Google's giving me like the worst freaking answers ever. All right, cool. We're getting our push up into the hourly close. That's nice. Solid hour is solid. Hell yeah, boy. We're gonna ride or die on this E-mini. Probably should have just cut the NASDAQ, but hindsight is 2020. We'll hold it into the 99s and look for a play to add at 12,000 to the downside. Really risky play with the NASDAQ. Really freaking risky. Really don't want to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that thing now. Because the daily 90 EMA is all the way up at 12.1. Oh, man, NASDAQ is not my spirit animal. Not my spirit animal. 2 minutes until the hourly close. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask ChatGPT business questions. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna cut the. Where are we gonna cut the long on the E-minis? Man, look at this hour. Right into the hourly close. Nice big push. Big push. BDE push here. Very nice, very nice. into the hourly Bolly band on the NASDAQ. Ooh, 10 seconds left in this hour. Where are you going to close it? Pretty full-bodied, huh? Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Now, the 5-minute bear div that I was playing has been, well, it hasn't been invalidated yet. Looks like it's about to be, though. I think I'm just in really early on this. As far as this E-mini trade, where are we taking this E-mini trade? 65s, I think. I think that's a solid number. Another 75 points on the NASDAQ, would that be equivalent? If we're looking at the 5-minute on both, we had bottom of 39.30 to 39.50, so about 20 points. 8.30 to 9.30, about 100 points. About a 1-to-5 ratio on that move. Wow. That's pretty significant. Significant. 39.52. I mean, the 5-minute bear div hasn't. If anything, it's just getting even more impressive. Yeah, it's going to do this higher high thing and then come back down. So let's see. Let's see if it explores the top of the Bollies again, just like it did here. And then start peeling over. The E-mini position, I mean, this is a small win. Small win here if I close it. So far, so good. NASDAQ has not invalidated this bear div. It has not. Under 40s is a good place. Oh, that's the 55s. That's the 50% in a lot of my stuff, a lot of my targets. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the take profit on the E-mini up here at 59s. And because we're expecting a rollover, wow, that was fast. Look how fast this is rolling over. Man, it's doing the same thing. Let's see, we should get a high that's close to it back up there. Let's see. I think if we come back up here, I'm gonna cut this guy. What's the hourly look like? The hourly is not at the top of the band yet. Not at the top of the Bolly bands yet. So yeah, we just had our hourly close, you know, like I said. It was okay. No big deal. Do I want to close this for 30 bucks though? That's the question. 30 is not very much. What's the 1 minute look like? 1 minute's peaking, you know, I'm gonna chop this. I'm gonna chop this. Get me out. There we go. Alright, so I'm out of the E-mini. Now I'll just manage the NASDAQ short. Kind of want to add to it up here because of this continued bear div. If we get another push up there, I will add to it. Right at the top of the Bolly bands too. So that was another 23. Could have been 30 bucks. Oh well. So yeah, I left 15 on the table by just not sticking in it. We'll wait for a 1 minute dip to the 30 RSI and I might reload on that. Let's see. closer to the lower Bolly bands, probably closer to 45 or something. Okay, it was a good call to get out there, but I will reload if we keep dipping. 5-minute RSI showed good bear div up there. Really should have added up there. That would have brought my average to 20. I'd be in the money right now. So kind of didn't play it that great. It's hard to add at these extremes, but that's where the money is. So if we get another push up to like 37s, 35s, I will probably take on another NASDAQ. I know I need to give it way more wiggle room than just 20 or 50 points. I know this. It's very tricky to trade the NASDAQ. We're looking for an RSI dip, not just a reset, but an actual dip into the lower Bolly band before getting out of it. So it looks like it's petering out on the 5. Also still looks like it could invalidate. And what we were going off of in terms of the divergence was right here. It's continuing to show it just slightly. Kind of looks like that's an invalidation. If you compare it to this high though, still a bear div. So 25, we actually just had a high up there. So I probably should have added there. Once again, tough for me to add. Tough to add. Let's see. It's tough to add because you got to give these things so much wiggle room, especially something like the NASDAQ. Really tough to... Yeah, look at this. This was barely a bear div. Barely. Let's see if we get 70 RSI again. Still looking for lower boundary on the 1 minute for E-minis. I gotta go to the gym here soon. Bear div on the E-mini, just slightly, kind of invalidating though. Tough play. What do we do? 31s. Yeah, that would have brought my average to 15s. That would have been decent. I gotta pay attention. I don't know what I'm doing. Still waiting for a dip on the 1 minute to get back in long on the E-minis. It's not happening. It's just continuing to pump here. Continuing to pump. 5 minute on the NASDAQ. Excuse me. Still looks like it could dip. I don't want to add to it. I would rather play the E-minis and just wait for this to come down. Which it might not. It might not come down. We need to see a dip on the 1 minute for the E-minis. It looks like that dip would be somewhere around 50 now. 48. So why don't we do this? We're going to take a long at 48, because that would be the lower Bolly band area. Move that up just a wee bit and look for that to get filled. NASDAQ 5-minute bear div be damned. Hourly, we're gonna have another hourly green, it looks like. Look at my crappy trades. Oh, beautiful. My platform got stuck there for a second. I'm just shooting a text. Shooting a text. E-mini. I'm looking to get in at kind of a high level here. Okay, so if we're gonna pump, it's gonna be from here. We're at the 50% retrace though. So, yeah, maybe it's better I don't get long. We could try it for a little bit. Let's try it. Let's try for a little tiny push-up. Long E-minis. This is going to be a deep hold if it comes down to 25s or even lower. Okay, so we're playing a 1 minute E-mini buy. For what exactly? What are we playing that for? We have a beautiful bear div setting up on the NASDAQ. So what are we playing the E-mini long for? I don't know, but I can definitely be more flexible with the E-minis than I can with NASDAQ. Yeah, it would have been good to add up here at the 30s on NASDAQ. Very, very tough to do though. Very tough to do. Mentally, just very tough. So yeah, we'll keep our buy at 85, 86 area on the NASDAQ. Would probably dump through it, honestly. But that might line up with the 43s on the E-mini, so we'll see. 43s are down here at the bottom of this high volume node. No, they're at the top of this high volume node. So it kind of held at 45s earlier. Let's see what it does. Because, I mean, this also had a 5-minute bull div. Yeah, big bull div here. I mean, not too big, honestly. Okay, NASDAQ is coming down to break even. Let's give it more time. Let's give it more time. See if we can actually take some money out of this. I'm going to move that stop up a little bit. Because right now that would be... Yeah, I mean, that would be like 40 bucks if it came down here. We bring it up to, is that 90? Let's just say 91s. 90s. Small profit if we can get down there. E-mini long on the 1 minute was too early. We're getting a 30 RSI dip down into the yesterday's close level. Kind of bullish. Do we want to wait for this to flush through? Kind of. All right, I'm going to put some eggs on. I'm going to start getting breakfast ready. All right, I'll just update you guys tomorrow, I think, because this stream is starting to get really long. So far, we're like barely up 50 bucks, I think. Yeah, 75. Made some money today, but definitely tough to squeeze money out of the market today. Not easy. Not easy. Taking lots of time. Okay, I will leave you guys today and we'll hit you up tomorrow with a review of today. And probably closer to the end of the day, I'll have the trades on the journal for you guys to check out. So yeah, have a good rest of your day. Trade well. You know, have a solid plan. Don't trade emotionally. Review why you're getting in, where you're going to get out. Always, you know, stay grounded. And have a good rest of your day. I will catch up with you guys tomorrow.